In a recent video, I talked about getting to 50 videos here on YouTube. And in this video, I want to talk about my strategy for getting to 100. When I initially started this channel, of course, I had a lot of learning to do. I had my idea of what I thought my strategy was at the time. But since then, I've learned a lot. A lot of things have changed. The whole landscape has evolved. In looking ahead, I have multiple different reference points to figure out my strategy. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. If you're just getting started or you've had your channel and you're looking at what you can do differently, how you can optimize, how you can make your process even better, maybe there are some things that will resonate with you from this video. So let's get into it. First of all, if I look at the very beginning and why I started this channel, I started this channel because I had a deep desire, I had a deep urge to take all the different things that I was learning and help other people. Of course, in my day-to-day work, I am applying these skills, I am learning, and I have the opportunity to mentor and coach others in my job. But I also felt like there were so many different things and so many people who could use this information, use this knowledge, who are not within the walls of my company. And what better way to get this information out there to them by being on a platform like YouTube, by creating content that can get this information out to other people that might find it valuable. And so that's why I started this channel. But specifically, as someone who has had many different interests, and I've fought so much in my career to maintain that, to have the ability to do different things, learn different things, pursue different things, find the unique intersections amongst them. I wanted to also speak about that because I've found it to be very valuable to me in my career, and I wanted others to have a path, have the option of pursuing something like that for themselves if they're interested in doing so. There's so much in this world that prioritizes and focuses on specialization, and I agree there's always a place and a time for that. But I also believe, especially now with AI and how everything is happening in the world, I really do think that people are better positioned when they have different options. They can blend their unique set of skills, experiences, interests in a way that provides value to others. And I really do see an opportunity for people who have struggled with their different interests and haven't been able to optimize it and use it, or even find a way to use it in their day-to-day job. So in order to come up with my strategy, of course, I'm looking at what has happened on my channel. I'm looking at feedback that I've gotten from my audience. But because of my background in product management, because of my understanding of business, and as a technology leader, I know that there's also more than that to consider as well. I know that I also need to be looking more broadly at the market, looking at what's happening out there, what different trends look like, where YouTube seems to be heading, what other creators are doing, to also inform my understanding of my process, but where I see some opportunities for me to optimize and grow my channel. So looking back, specifically around my own content, I've created 50 videos up to this point, plus the last video which talks about achieving that milestone. And some of the videos that have done really well focused on finding ways to keep posting on YouTube. I shared my own journey with that, including when I reached my first 28-day milestone on YouTube. That video has done really well. I also shared some of my challenges when I couldn't keep posting, when I had breaks along the way, when I struggled personally with consistency. And I think because a lot of people are also in the same boat, they're also looking at how they can keep going on YouTube. They're figuring out how to get started. I think that's something that really resonated with my audience. Another type of video that has done well is on the topic of the future of work and AI. Now, because of my experience being in this space as a technology leader, and specifically doing work around AI, leading AI content strategy and thought leadership, I've had a unique seat in this. I've also led teams who are expected to use AI and incorporate it into their work and into their day-to-day. So I have that angle as well. But even if I step out of that world where everyone seems to be talking about AI, for people who might not be in the tech world, there are different views and perspectives on AI. Some people are excited about it, some people are scared. And so I've really taken that full perspective, which has influenced how I think about it. But I also have my own view of what I see happening. I also have my perspective of where I see it going in the long run. And I've created some of those videos speaking about this. So I think because of my unique seat, this content has resonated with my audience. A lot of people have this as something that's top of mind for them. They're either being asked to use it at work, they're learning it, they're trying to understand what it means for their own career, their own journey. And so continuing this topic based on everything that I'm seeing and to provide an honest perspective, I think that's something I might continue to lean into. I also created a series as I was growing and looking at the different metrics on my channel. I took some time to deep dive into what the data was telling me because I didn't just want to create content here based on what I like, what is interesting to me. It's really important to make sure I find that intersection between something I want to talk about and something that my audience is actually interested in, what they find valuable. So in order to get a better understanding of that, I've had to deep dive into my metrics, understand what they mean, what does retention look like on my videos on my channel, who's watching, where are people watching from, what does the click-through rate look like, does it seem like my thumbnails are resonating with others? I've even experimented with trying different thumbnails to see what the reaction is and ultimately decide which one makes the most sense to keep with that particular video. So there's a lot of data that YouTube gives us, and having an understanding of that, using that as part of my ongoing process has been helpful. And when I tracked this, I created a series around it. I think something like that resonates with people because it is authentic, it is real, it is not manufactured. I'm not telling a lie as to how well I'm doing. I'm literally going through and showing you the ups and downs, the good days, the bad days, and we're looking at the metrics together. Now, another thing that I've looked at is just gaining an understanding of my audience sentiment and their reactions. So that means looking at the different comments, understanding what types of feedback I'm getting, what are the comments that seem to be common and recurring that I'm hearing from my audience, and how can I then turn that into something that provides value back to them. If they're asking me for a particular type of video, do I go ahead and use that to create that video and answer what they're asking for? Am I engaging with folks in the comments? If it's too much to answer in the comments, am I using it as an opportunity to do something more in depth with a video or maybe even writing a post? I don't think people realize the richness in your comments from your audience. So making sure that you're reading them, but also engaging, asking questions, understanding what people need, understanding where they are in their journey, that can be really, really helpful. Of course, it's beneficial for you because you end up creating content that people actually are interested in because they're telling you that they're interested in it. But at the same time, you create community. If people are taking time out of their day to write to you, write a comment, express how something resonates with them, I think the least we can do as creators is to acknowledge that and be in conversation with your audience. I've noticed that some of the content that did really well with my audience are things where I'm talking about something that they can also relate to. So that includes understanding their pain points, what are the things they're having challenges with, what things are causing friction in their personal or professional life or in their content journey. I think just being very good at listening to this and responding to it will definitely lead your channel to better successes. The other thing is how great your thumbnails and titles are. No matter how good your content is, if you're not able to translate someone from seeing the video pop up on YouTube to actually clicking in and being curious and seeing what the video is all about and actually watching it, then nothing else matters. So that's really important, and that's something I plan to continue to dig into and get better at, is to make sure that my thumbnails and my titles are causing people to be curious, giving them something to look forward to. And the key action that I want with that is that people actually click on the video and they watch it. Now, in terms of my strategy and looking forward, one thing I really want to get better at is refining my brand and making it a lot more crisp. As I mentioned at the top of this video, the idea is to have this channel as inspiration to others, to help people who have multiple interests and are looking to find a way to find that commonality amongst their different interests, and know that it is possible to pursue your different things and you don't have to pick one thing in this world. Specifically for me, like I said, it's something that I've done, but I want to be better about bridging my professional skills and experience along with the journey of content creation and pursuing and exploring my own personal growth. So what I think that can look like for me is creating content at those specific intersections. And that will probably be many different intersections because I have different interests. So how they all connect, where I find similarities amongst them, I really want to explore that and just be a lot more explicit about it. but I also want to take everyone on a journey. So where am I in life? What am I looking to do next? How am I going about doing that? What are the things I'm personally struggling with? And what strategies and things am I putting in place to make it easier for myself, to make it possible? And so for me, I think a lot of that will help me in achieving some of my own personal growth, my own self actualization, the things and goals that I have for myself. Where do I see myself beyond my title and my career? Where do I see myself going in the long run? And really using this as an opportunity to document that, explore with you guys, get your ideas, share with you, and take you on that journey. As I'm doing this, I want to be a lot more crisp and clear with how to content, not just sharing the why, not just sharing the what of what I'm doing, but how to. That way, anyone watching, my audience can see this and they can have a guide. They can know, okay, what steps do I take first? What do I do second? Because ultimately, the goal here is to help other people. If I can help one person, it's going to go a long way for me, and it means a lot. So I just want to make sure that is crisp and clear and people have something very actionable when they watch my videos. As I'm embarking on this journey and capturing it and sharing with you all, I want to be good about packaging up how I'm presenting the content. And likely this will result in a number of different series where I can track something specific that I'm doing or how I'm doing it in an easy to follow, maybe 6 to 10 videos, something along those lines. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but just making it easier to follow the content. I think my first 50 videos have included a lot of experimentation. In some cases, I have jumped around from one topic to the next topic. And although this channel is focused on multiple interests, I do think it makes it a lot more digestible and it's easier for folks to follow if I have some cohesiveness across the videos. And so that's one thing I want to make sure I'm more intentional about. Maybe just have different series across different topics and make it easier for my audience to have something to come back to, know exactly what to expect. And I think that will help with the engagement on my channel, people returning because they're following along the series. And hopefully it's exciting to you guys and you find it interesting and you do want to come back. Now, the last thing I want to focus on with my strategy is a list of tactical improvements. I made some changes already on this journey, particularly within my first 50 videos, and I've even made some changes recently. I think audio is something that continues to be really important. I've gotten feedback on that from my audience in the past. I think visual is also really important. I've made some updates where I'm using a new software and I can have my videos downloaded in 4K now. So I am definitely going to continue with that and optimize where I can there. Another thing that I continue to struggle with and really want to focus on is my consistency. And in order to do that, just really focus on the things and tackle the things that I know are holding me back or are blocking me or are standing in my way with consistency. Certainly it is schedule, what else I have going on. Right now I'm training for a half marathon, so certain days running takes up a bulk of the time. Today is a day where I ran yesterday. I'm not running today, so I have some time to make the video. So I just want to optimize my schedule, stick to it, stick to the plan. Now, one way I plan to help myself is to make these videos and speak through it as much as I can. I've gotten a lot better with communicating the thoughts in my head and what I want to say and how I want to express myself without pausing every few seconds like I did previously, and also avoiding filler words. I've definitely gotten better with that. That will certainly help me because it means I have limited editing to do if I'm not stumbling as much, if I'm not stopping multiple times. So that is the goal, to make these videos, talk through them, limit the amount of editing I do. That way it's not just faster to record, but it's also faster to edit and I can get my videos out sooner and faster. And then the last thing is to leverage the community tab. Of course, I want to engage with my audience through the videos. Of course, I want to engage with my audience in comments. But the community tab is also a great way to share updates, share what's going on, create some excitement and interest for upcoming videos, ask questions, see what else people are interested in seeing, and use that as inspiration for future videos. So there's a lot I think that I can do and use with the community tab. I've seen other creators do it, and I want to be a lot more active with that. So this covers the list of things I plan to do and how I'm thinking about my strategy to get to 100 videos, having posted 50 videos already. And I'm really excited to embark on this journey, take all of the learnings that I've had so far on YouTube and apply it forward. It's been quite a journey. It is not easy, as you all know. from starting your first video and continuing with the journey and looking at different ways you can optimize and get better and stay consistent and grow your audience. There's a lot to do, a lot to learn, but I'm really proud of where I am so far and I'm excited to take it to that next level. So if you're just starting out or you're on your journey already, I would love to hear what are the things you are focused on next. What are some things you might be challenged with and you're struggling with? We can certainly help each other. I don't have all the answers and we can figure it out together. And I want to open up my comments, open up my community and our two-way conversation here so we can improve and get better. Let me know if you've enjoyed this video. Give it a like, subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.